Hi, Victoria Ballard, Naturopath. I'm going to talk to you a bit about insomnia and how it relates to weight loss, weight maintenance, or if you even find that you've been put on some antidepressant or antipsychotic. Most people find them really not any good for their weight. They usually have a side effect. Have a look at the leaflets, and weight gain is nearly on everyone, as well as every other medication that might help you sleep and might take you down the road of getting onto these tricyclics, which are sedative. The SSRIs are more sort of like uppers. I don't know that much about pharmacology, so let's just talk about how it affects your weight. Well, just if you are a simple insomniac and you function quite well without sleep, some nights are better than others. But on a really bad night, when you've maybe had 1 hour or less, you might find that you're more hungry, you have more food cravings. It's just harder to stick to your healthy lifestyle. You may not even feel like exercising that day. Well, if you're a voluntary or an involuntary workaholic, you've just got to go to bed earlier and do some relaxation of whatever works for you. Do some relaxation either on the floor before you go to bed, any time in the day if you're feeling that it's caught up with you. Just type in, now you can type in meditation, you can type in relaxation. You might also want to type in yoga nidra. And if you're a yoga practitioner, at the end of most yoga classes, especially Bihar School of Yoga, where they really actually are amazingly good at doing yoga nidra. And also Iyengar yoga practitioners almost always do a yoga nidra. Ask your yoga teacher whether they do yoga nidra or they may just call it relaxation at the end of the yoga class. And learn how to do it for yourself. Either you just simply lie in bed and do it, or you lie on the floor and do it. You do it either to guided, YouTube, I think there are all sorts of apps. I'm sorry, I don't know about apps, but you will find something if you search for it, something that really works for you. And these are very regenerative. They do take the place of sleep. And in fact, often, if you just get up, start your day, and just halfway through the day, you've forgotten that you didn't sleep very well, so don't worry about it too much. In the past, doctors have overprescribed sleeping pills, and I think it is still like that in the US, but I don't know for sure. I just know that here in the UK, they will only give you 2 weeks' supply at the very most. They won't prescribe sleeping pills. So we have to cope with insomnia, particularly if it's affecting our hunger hormones, and particularly, if you're menopausal and it's just like really making life difficult for you. Do these relaxations either in bed, throughout the day. You might even be able to do power naps. Me, I can't sleep in the day. But really, meditation will, in fact, replace some of your sleep. Some people say it's better than sleep. And some of the really deep meditators, they only sleep a few hours a day. Really feel like 3 hours or 4 hours. I've travelled around, I've been to Buddhist monasteries, I've been to ashrams, and they really don't have the Western scientific data that we need 7 or 8 hours sleep a night, and they don't worry about it. They are managing quite fine with their meditation and their yoga nidra and their mindfulness practice, and it's not such a big deal as it is in the West. But it is a big deal if it's making you hungry, if it's making you feel lousy. So I really do recommend that you search YouTube or apps and get a relaxation in every day. And if you are lying in bed, maybe you've woken up in the middle of the night and you can't go back to sleep, just do what I said in the last videos. Just be aware of your breath. Just start relaxing your breath and not worrying too much about how you're going to feel the next day, even if you've got something quite important to do the next day. I really wish this insomnia didn't exist in the human race. When I was young, it was like a superpower. I could dance all night. I would read books under the blankets with a torch long after my parents had gone to bed. So this for me is something that I've learned to live with. But I do notice on the nights of less sleep, I am hungrier, I do crave food, and my preference would have been to have had a good night's sleep. I just get on with my day, and so far it's really fine. It's much easier here in India. The Indian people themselves don't seem to have any problem sleeping through the noise, and it is quite noisy, but we do have access to ashrams, meditation, yoga, Ayurvedic healing centres where they do massage. Now that's another wonderful thing, is a good relaxing massage. So if you want to treat yourself to a massage and you can take the time off work or out of your day and go and get a massage, you will feel great. So yeah, this isn't really very related to weight loss, but I have found a big correlation. And those people who have been put on tricyclics, or even the SSRIs in some cases, and the antipsychotics, and many other medications, they do have a weight gain aspect. And you've just got to be a bit more strict or a bit more patient. Because if you do stick to the recommended diets by, myself, and also Jason Farm, he doesn't talk too much about what you eat. He talks more about fasting. Well, I wouldn't fast on a day when you've had 0 to 2 hours sleep. I'd actually just eat moderately, and if you're really hungry, just eat to feel a little more grounded. Yeah, you do feel a bit more grounded after you've eaten, so be a bit more kind to yourself on a night when you've had a really bad night's sleep. So it does relate to weight loss, and that is my speciality. But I am a naturopath, so I'm interested in all forms of health, including mental health. And in the last video, I recommended omega-3 and reducing omega-6, and I also said that vegetarians that won't take fish oil, that want to take flaxseed oil, that in actual fact, if they could overcome their aversion to fish oil, the fish oil is actually more effective than the flax oil. So that was in the last video, and I'm just repeating that because it is a mood booster. And of course, in America, I think you can get tryptophan, which also stimulates melatonin. And in many European countries, not in the UK, but in many European countries, you can buy over-the-counter melatonin. And it is actually a very, very helpful sleep aid, but it also has other properties like antioxidant. So don't be afraid to take melatonin. It is not addictive. Sleeping pills are addictive, but so are tricyclics and antipsychotics. So you can't win really with pharmacology. You just have to do the best you can with what your doctor will help you with. And hopefully you can find one of these wonderful nutritional doctors. Yeah, this is another thing. You must get your nutrition tested. You need a good blood test, and you must ask for them to find any of the important deficiencies. So yeah, get your blood works done, make sure you're not having insomnia due to problems that could be well resolved with a supplement. And some very brave psychiatrists are treating only nutritionally, even quite severe mental health problems. For me, the leader in this is Natasha McBride, but she probably won't suit the vegetarians. So you can try David Sinclair if you're a vegetarian or a vegan. He doesn't talk much about sleep or anything, but he will guide you into being as healthy as you can possibly be. So, best of luck, and if you have had a rough night and this is your daytime, just breathe and know you'll sleep better tonight. Best of luck from one insomniac to another. Bye-bye.